Welcome to another video with my Dodge Viper RT10 from 1994. Today I would like to tell you about some of the little technical details you asked about in the last video, and also I want to tell you about some of the problems that my car has. But first of all, this is my scale model from my school time. So this model was always on my desk. I always looked at it. Scale models got bigger, and today we have the real car here. So, but today I'm going to use this scale model to explain something to you, because last time we talked about the packaging of the car and how the pedal box of driver and the foot compartment of the passenger is actually far to the outside. If we take a look at the scale model, we can see pretty nicely how this car is structured. So you see the massive engine behind the front axle with the big oil pan. You see the big bell housing here, and you see the gearbox, which goes until the seats of the passengers begin, and you see the massive differential at the back. And here you can already see how the foot compartments of passenger and of the driver are pointing outboard because of this massive bell housing here. So you can see it here. And that's exactly the reason why you have this strange seating position. You can't really see it from outside. You only see that the gearbox tunnel is massive due to the high torque of the car and hence such a big gearbox. But it's pretty nice to see on the scale model. From outside, as I say, it looks pretty normal, but if you sit in the car, you feel that something's different. One of the other things you guys asked me about was the two-level throttle pedal that I talked about, and I'm going to show you this in a minute. And there's one problem that a lot of Vipers have: they don't start. There is an issue that you need to press the clutch completely to the car to be able to start. It's a safety function. My car has the same problem. I spent a lot of time trying to work out what the problem is, and today we're going to fix it. So let's have a look at the throttle pedal. We can see the three pedals here. The throttle pedal is a standing pedal, but it's actually mounted from above. So it has this little function here. There's a spring, so it always goes back into the upright position. But actually, if you press the throttle, it does that movement. And the reason why it feels like a two-level throttle is basically because you push it first, and then you hit the floor mat, and this amount of travel is enough for your low speeds, like if you drive through a town or something. But once you're here and you want to have some more throttle, you press it like this, and that gives you full throttle, right, all the way down. And this is basically the reason why it feels like a two-level throttle, and to just drive normally, that throttle travel is enough. And for anything else, you have full throttle, and that gives you all the power. Floor mats in the Viper are always a problem. They can cause some issues because you can't press the pedals all the way to the end. And we will talk about this when we look at the clutch pedal in a minute. So let's show you what the problem is. So we are neutral. We stick the key in. One of the funny things of the Viper is also, if you want to get the key out, you can't get it out. You have to press this little lever at the back. It's also one of the things which took me a while to figure out. And once you press it, you can take the key out. So here is the little lever at the back. Not sure if you can see it. Always need to press this little lever. So the issue with not starting is basically we are in neutral. We put the ignition on 1, and now we press the clutch and it doesn't start. And the only thing it's showing is this brake light. So I was thinking something's wrong with the brake, park brake. I'm not pressing the brake too hard enough. But actually the problem is the clutch switch. And we will see in a minute what exactly is causing that. So the clutch switch is sitting right over there. You can see it here. And just this one. So you just simply open the safety clip, the white one at the top. You slide it off. There's a connector It's just secured with one little lip, so it's very easy to open. You can take it out, clean it, and that's what we do. So this here is the Viper clutch switch, and this is the one that's causing the problem on my Viper. This is the switch they used until 1997, and you have this little safety clip here. You take this off, you can slide it off the clutch pedal, and inside here you can see there are two contacts, two electric contacts, and they are closed. Here you can see it, and they are closed with this little piece that's sliding here with the clutch pedal inside here. There's a little metal piece at the bottom of this moving part, and this is closing the two contacts here, so which is then telling the car that you press the clutch and then it will start the engine. On my one, the problem is that one of these contacts in here was pretty dirty, was pretty oily as well, so there wasn't the proper connection, so I couldn't always start the car. I just cleaned it up a little bit, and also grind the contact a little bit so there's a proper electrical connection. And now we will put it back into the car. Okay, so let's try this. So we need the key. We engage the clutch completely. One of the Viper things is that you need some pressure in the fuel system. So we do this a couple of times until the fuel pump is not running anymore. This is because the valve that is avoiding the fuel from running back from the engine into the fuel tank is broken, like in a lot of these Vipers, so it doesn't keep the fuel pressure. So we need to pump all the fuel to the front now. It's always what you have to do at a cold start. Now it's fine. Now it runs, yay! So this is a standard aftermarket Viper floor mat. As you can see, it's super thick, and if we look further down here, you can see this mark from the clutch pedal. So you can see it right here, the white mark, because the clutch pedal is always pressed against the floor mat, and all these thick floor mats also avoid the clutch from being pressed completely, and this is not allowing the clutch switch to close the contact, and then you have problems to start the car. So that's another reason for Vipers, especially the older ones, not starting. So if we take this floor mat down a little bit, you can see that there's actually the factory floor mat underneath, or it's not really a floor mat, it's just the carpet. That's enough. With this one, the car runs fine. If you put the thicker floor mat there, you have issues. So it's either the clutch switch or the floor mat. This clutch switch cost $129, so it's pretty expensive for such a simple plastic part, but you can fix it very easily with these things, so either floor mat or just clean or readjust the clutch switch. So I hope you liked this little tech talk about my Viper. Maybe I could help some people with the fixes on this car. And let me know if you want to know anything else about the car. We can talk about all the details. We can look at all the components. So see you at the next video.